It's state title time one more time here in Mississippi as we are live at the Mississippi Coliseum for the final game of the state basketball tournament. 35 games over 8 days leading us to this climactic point, the 6A boys title game featuring Jim Hill and Tupelo. Good evening, I am Travis Raycheck, joined on the broadcast tonight by Orion Watson as well as Aslan Hodges working the sideline. And Orion, I think when the year started, you probably wouldn't have picked Jim Hill and Tupelo to be in the 6A title game, but both have made amazing runs and built themselves up to tonight. For the Tigers, they bring in probably one of the best seniors in the entire state, Mississippi State signee Fred Thomas.
Absolutely. I tell you, he's a 6'5" slasher. He can do it on the outside as well. Tupelo's going to have their hands full tonight.
Tupelo was very good, only 4 losses last year, but went down to Vicksburg in Vicksburg before they could reach the state tournament. They were on a mission to get back. They have done that, and they are very balanced, but Dejan Reno was really good in the semifinal matchup to get him here.
Absolutely. Well, when you look at Tupelo, you look at a well-balanced basketball team. They have 4 players that average in double figures, so bringing that into a championship game could be a positive sign for Tupelo tonight.
It's been an amazing state basketball tournament. We hope to cap it off with a big finish tonight. It's the 6A boys title game, the Jim Hill Tigers versus the Tupelo Golden Wave, and it's coming up next on the MHSAA Network.
The 2012 MHSAA Basketball Championships are brought to you by Mississippi State University, committed to advancing our state through learning, research, and service. For more information, go to msstate.edu. By C Spire Wireless, your personalized wireless. By Bank Plus, it's more than a name, it's a promise. And by Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center, life is a sport.
We have shown opportunity to generations of young men and women, shaped leaders of the past, and guided those to come, lending a hand, finding solutions, honoring a heritage of compassion and service, a feeling of family that starts at home with a global reach, rooted in the foundation of our past, creating the future. This is our state, Mississippi State University.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
It is time for the 6A boys championship game. Jim Hill to take on Tupelo. Quickly, we go to our man on the sidelines, Aslan Hodges, for a report. Aslan?
Right, Travis, I think we're going to have a great game here because both teams have to be hungry for a state championship. Jim Hill has not won one since 1963. Tupelo, meanwhile, 1968. Both teams, as you know, met up in the North State Final where Tupelo knocked them off. So the Tigers maybe have a bit of a chip on their shoulder, but Tupelo definitely has the confidence riding into this one. Back to you, Travis.
Thanks a lot, Aslan. Some recent history between them. Lineup for the Tigers looks like this. That's the guy that makes it go. Fred Thomas, the senior, joined by Terry Morris, Treshawn White, Dennis McClure, and Isaiah Williams. On the side for Tupelo, Rayshawn Coleman, the point guard for them. In an all-senior lineup, Jordan Sadler joined by Dejan Reno, Chaz Jones, and Josh Hamilton. And we are set for tip-off, the finale here at the Big House. It is Jim Hill controlling. They will be in the green uniforms with the gold trim. Tupelo in the all-white. Early on, they look for Fred. Fred's shot is blocked, but rolls in. Thomas an opening bucket, and we're off and going, Oren.
Yeah, I tell you, he's getting going right off the bat, and that's definitely what you want to see in your major playmakers.
Thomas coming off that 27-point performance, 14 in the third quarter in the semifinals. But on the other end, the other guy we highlighted, Dejan Reno from downtown.
I tell you, great looking jump shot there in the corner. Getting off to a high-flying, exciting start here to start out with.
Ben Seals now, he will penetrate. Shot no good, putback is up and in. Isaiah Williams with the bucket.
Great job there, crashing the boards, getting that offensive rebound, getting a nice putback. Both teams starting out in a man-to-man.
Coleman drives on Thomas, gets by him and gets all the way to the rim, and he lays that up and good.
Tell you, so far, the percentages on the shots look pretty good.
Here is Seals. Seals works it over to Morris. And they'll reset.
I tell you, as the game goes on, you're starting to see Jim Hill get other guys involved here early on.
Very patient on the offensive end, something that Coach Speech has implemented in his third year here leading the Tigers. Quick 6-5 lead. Both teams converting every time down so far, and an early quick foul there on Thomas.
Yeah, absolutely. One right there that you don't need. I mean, he's already beaten you to the basket. There's no need. You're early in the game. You might as well want to let that one go. I mean, that could be a foul. That could be a factor down the stretch.
Taking a look at Coach Stanford's speech, just 25 years old, already has this team in the title game, and an interesting story of how he got to this point, which we will get to later in the game. But right now, Reno will go to work. He'll kick it in the corner. The baseline up and under. Left and put up and in. Jordan Sadler, and Tupelo now 3 for 3 from the field.
One of the things, we talk about that balanced attack that Tupelo has. I mean, good job early on distributing the basketball, and several guys getting involved early.
And there, another baseline jumper. Ben Seals converts. And now just trading baskets on opposite ends.
Absolutely. Not seeing a whole lot of stops here early, but a lot of good shooting early on.
Coleman runs into trouble, and he is pushed back over the midcourt line, so the foul will be called on Jim Hill, but not where you want to stop your dribble.
Absolutely. I mean, you either got to give that ball up before the trap comes, or you definitely don't want to get yourself trapped there, because you give yourself an extra defender there with the half-court line. Call could have gone either way, ended up with a foul call out of it, but could have easily been a backcourt as well.
Jazz Jones now will get it across. Jones, strong move in the lane, will draw a charging and, a blocking foul, and now he'll go to the line for the first free throws of the evening.
Tell you, Chaz, looks like a fullback on a football team, but he certainly has some speed and quickness. I mean, he's able to take that ball with some blazing speed and get to the basket and draw that foul.
Jones coming off a 15-point performance in the win over Biloxi on Wednesday afternoon. Also grabbed 6 boards in that game. 5 guys in double digits for Tupelo, and as you mentioned in the open, very balanced. That's what they bring.
Absolutely. When you make it at a championship game, I mean, so many teams focus on the key guy, but when you got 4 or 5 guys that can actually step up, that could very well put you in the driver's seat to get that goal ball.
Jones able to knock down a pair. Tupelo back with a 1-point lead. Almost create the turnover there, but Morris gets it across. Now he works with Treshawn White. Thomas will shoot from the free throw line. Thomas jumper short. Brought out by Jones.
Wow.
Coleman, the feed and the finish that time. What a play. Rayshon Coleman to Josh Hamilton.
Very, very smooth move there. Nice fancy dribble to get to the basket, break the defense down on penetration. Nice dish for the easy bucket.
White, he'll pull up. White, strong, grabs the board. In and fouled as he went to the glass.
And I tell you, offensive rebound. Definitely got to put a body on somebody and block out in there, but able to collect that offensive rebound and get in there to the basket by White.
Take a look at that feed again. Coleman went behind the back, and then the scoop pass with the left hand to Hamilton for the finish.
Little dipsy doodle there.
White knocks down the first free throw. 11-9, about midway through the first quarter of this 6A championship game. White takes his time getting ready at the line. Second one, too strong off the back, and good rebound in there by Jones.
He certainly did take his time. That was a lot of dribbles.
Tupelo quick the other way, and again a lob, and Jones able to lay it home.
There you go again with that balanced attack. Great ball movement, and Tupelo ends up with an easy bucket.
Tupelo doesn't come in with any 6'5", 6'7" guys like that, but everybody around 6'2", and just so athletic. Thomas will fire. Thomas will knock it down, and that's what he brings, scoring ability from all over the court.
Yeah, I tell you, the way he rises and elevates on that jump shot, it's really going to be hard to get up and block, but it's a good sign for him early on to get one to fall.
Now Coleman, step back. Coleman, no. Offensive board. That time, no. And finally cleared by Atkinson for the Tigers.
Hamilton really got up on that last offensive board, couldn't convert on it.
Thomas being guarded tight by Sadler. And give it back up to White.
I tell you, that's going to be a good matchup. Sadler's not giving Thomas any breathing room.
Seals, drives, count it, and one. And Seals is a great second option for this Jim Hill team to balance Fred Thomas.
Absolutely. I tell you, that's a great point that you bring up there, because Fred will not be able to do it by himself tonight. He's definitely going to have some of his supporting cast to step up and knock down big shots and make big plays. And hopefully that'll free him up to be able to operate a little bit more on the offensive end.
Seals, a 6'10" senior, came off the bench in the win over Gulfport to score 10 points. He was the only other guy besides Thomas in double digits. So that builds the Tigers' lead to 15-13. Quick substitution as White comes out and Justin Hill will check in. Looks like they're going a little 1-3-1 zone defense here with Thomas at the top.
And then you look at the length of Fred on the front of that zone. I tell you, it could create some problems out.
And there you go. Steal, Thomas the other way, and look out. Thomas will leave it. No, he'll finish it himself.
Wow.
Spider-Man.
I tell you, we're over here, we're anticipating dunk, and he surprises us and gets to the other side of the basket with a nice finger roll.
Not many guys can hang in the air that long and then have the length to reach all the way around to the other side. Top of the key jumper, no good, but great hustle play. Jones tried to save it, can't quite corral it though, and Jim Hill pushes. Morris will pop. Morris will knock it down from the outside, and the Tigers are on a run. And just on cue, Coach Pate needs a timeout.
Yeah, I tell you, talking about the supporting cast, I mean, they have definitely shown up here today to help out Fred. So far so good. Good balanced attack. I think we're in for a really good ball game.
Here you see Morris, no hesitation as he came on the fast break, pulled up and knocks it down from the right wing. And I love that. The nickname that Thomas has adapted here over the last few weeks is Flat Top, and there's Flat Top's mom proud and loud in the stands.
Yeah, I tell you, so far, he's playing with a lot of energy, I tell you.
And as we told you, Thomas signed with Mississippi State back in November. We can look across the court, and Rick Stansberry, who led Mississippi State to a win this afternoon up in Starkville over Arkansas, made a quick trip down here to watch his next generation of stars.
I tell you, and it's a good trip indeed. Being able to see what is in Mississippi State's future with Fred Thomas is certainly going to be exciting for the Bulldog fans.
Long outside jumper, no good. Tipped up, Thomas comes away with it. Thomas will pull up. That one just a little bit short, and out comes Jones.
A little surprised that he didn't try to get in a little closer to the basket.
And Sadler will go to the line as he drew the foul on the fast break. Blocked from behind, but the body called there on Hill. A couple more substitutions for Coach Speech. So get Seals out of the game along with Morris. And bring in Bruce Shelby and Dennis McClure.
Yeah, definitely at this pace, they're definitely going to need some fresh legs and fresh bodies out on the floor.
White checks back in as well. 20-15, just over a minute to go here in the first.
Here we see Tupelo going into some full court pressure. See how Jim Hill handles that.
Especially with Morris out of the game, who's usually the guy handling the ball. Little trouble here for McClure, but he gets it up, and then they go cross court. Up and under, no good. Rebound. That one comes up short. More fighting for the basketball. And eventually McClure will get it, but called for the travel as he rolled on the hardwood with it.
Yeah, it looks like the jersey carried him down maybe another foot or so. A good hustle play by both teams. So Jim Hill looks like a 1-3-1 zone that they're in now.
The ball dumped inside. No room to work underneath for Foster, but he does grab the offensive rebound and kicks it back up top. Coleman will back it out. Under 20 now. Tupelo may be content for waiting for the final shot of this period.
The one thing you want to do right here if you're Jim Hill is you certainly don't want to commit a foul here in these final seconds.
Final seconds, Coleman will fire from deep. Coleman short on the three, and that will end the first period of play. Good action early on. The Jim Hill Tigers leading Tupelo 20-15. Thomas with an impressive 7 points early on. We'll be back with the second.
2012 could be the end of the rut you're in, of telling yourself you don't have the time, of worrying if you can afford it. No more excuses. With Antonelli College, 2012 could be the year you start training for a career you really want, the beginning of a brighter future, the start of something better. Antonelli College.
Did you know Mississippi's 15 community colleges will teach more than 250,000 people in an average year? Nearly 72% of all college freshmen in our state attend a community college. Average tuition and required fees for the whole academic year are just $2,174. A community college is close to wherever you live. Community colleges provide education and workforce training to help us build job skills. Community colleges, in our second century, making a difference in the lives of Mississippians.
Hotel stays at the Cabot Lodge Jackson North and the Cabot Lodge Millsaps include a complimentary hot breakfast buffet, evening reception with beverages and popcorn, access to a fitness center, and complimentary wireless access. Meeting rooms for corporate or social functions available at both locations. On North State Street in Jackson near Millsaps College and in Ridgeland off I-55 at County Line Road. Reservation information available at cabotlodge.com.
Broadcast of the MHSAA High School Championships made possible in part by Antonelli College, with campuses in Jackson and Hattiesburg, as well as online classes. By Mississippi Community Colleges and the 15 public community and junior colleges around the state. And by Cabot Lodge, Jackson North, and Cabot Lodge Millsaps. The MHSAA basketball tournament is also made possible in part by McAllister's Deli. Delicious is in the details. By Applebee's. What can you do in 12 minutes? How about lunch at Applebee's? And by Mama Hamill's, serving up scrumptious Southern comfort food.
An up-tempo first quarter has us with the Jim Hill Tigers on top of Tupelo 20-15 of this 6A Boys Championship game. As we start the second, Tupelo will have the first possession.
Jim Hill starting out second quarter in that zone. Guess they're feeling pretty good that the zone has paid off for them thus far, so they're sticking with it.
Both teams shooting the ball very well in the first half. Effective when they are getting shots off, and that time Reno with a drive, contact, and he'll get a trip to the strike. And as we expected, very balanced for Tupelo. Nobody over 4 points, but 5 different guys have scored. Meanwhile, for Jim Hill, Ben Seals has 8, Fred Thomas has 7. That's 15 of their 20 right there.
Absolutely, and you know, definitely scoring is going to have to come from several different players tonight on both sides. I mean, and thus far, both teams appear to be very, very balanced starting out.
Very, very evenly matched squads. 2 weeks ago, they met in the North State Finals. Tupelo winning that game 43-42, but Jim Hill led all the way. The Golden Wave made a furious rally to come out on top. So very evenly matched, and these teams very familiar with each other too.
Absolutely.
2 free throws go down there. Jones creates a steal in the backcourt, but he goes rolling into the stands, crashing down over the Jim Hill bench.
Let's hope he's okay.
Ooh. Gets picked up and leaps back over, and he looks like he is all right. We lost him once he leapt over the players there and just heard a thud.
Great hustle play there by Chaz Jones. I tell you, there we go. Ooh.
Took out some of the banners there on the side, but can't control it. So Jim Hill now in trouble.
Good.
Thomas gets it inside. But underneath, the travel is called on Shelby. Had too much room, it looked like. He didn't know what to do, that he was so wide open.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like he was shocked when he absolutely got the basketball and had a clear path to the basket for an easy bucket, but tiptoed through the tulips and got called for the travel.
Golden Wave working it around the perimeter. Coleman along with Fields out there. And there is a travel, this time on Tupelo.
Yeah, I tell you, good job breaking the defense down on the drive with the penetration, but unfortunately took an extra step or two there and got called for the walk.
Boulders running into trouble in the corner, but can get it over to White. Great feed this time, but the shot at the rim is no good. Williams couldn't convert.
Yeah, I tell you, that was a good job of handling that half-court trap and got a nice, easy pass inside. You got to finish those.
A tie-up as Thomas gets his hand on the ball with Fields driving possession. Points in the direction of the Tigers.
I tell you, that was a good job of officiating there, because from a different angle, that could have looked like a foul there, and But good job of officiating there by the official.
Now full court pressure again, trying to trap. Seals had a look at a three, but he passes up on it.
Tupelo's bringing some pressure.
White with a clear pass. White will bank it in. 22-17, Jim Hill in the lead.
Good ball movement against the half-court trap. They really haven't turned it over. And penetration to the basket.
Chaz Jones sees his opportunity, but he runs into the presence of Williams down low. Here come the Tigers. Cross court, Thomas. Thomas, pump fake. Thomas to the bucket, lays it in.
I tell you, nice move. Could have had the three-point shot in the corner, but good shot fake, good drive to the basket, and nice finger roll.
It's going to be hard to find a guy who can finish better than he can with the athleticism and the control. Reno will fire. Reno, no. Thomas on the boards.
Good rebound, and Jim Hill is slowing it down.
Coach Beach pumping the brakes over there, wants his guys to set up a little offense. Morris will look for Thomas. Thomas not afraid to fire. Thomas, though, off to the left. Jones pushes. Jones out of control, loses the ball and commits the foul. Treshaun White with the steal and the possession turned back over.
Yeah, in that situation right there, hey, let's get it across half court, slow it down. Let's find a point guard and let's set up. You're behind. You need to settle into your offense and try to get a good shot.
Coach Grant Pate making a couple of substitutions. Pate, he has some history around the state, used to be an assistant at Ole Miss, so he knows his basketball around here and has done a great job with this Tupelo program. And Jim Hill running into trouble.
And the trap pays off for him that time.
Tupelo quickly the other way. But pass thrown and picked off by Seals. Seals will leave it for Fred. Thomas, jam.
Wow. Thomas sends that one home.
That may be the first of a few dunks we get from Thomas tonight. And he's up to 11 points. First man in double figures.
I tell you, he brings so much versatility to the table to where, you know, it makes it hard to try to guard him, you know.
Just as impressive, that move there by Jordan Sadler to score and stop the run by Jim Hill. 7-point game, Tigers on top. They swing it cross court. Seals will fire. Seals too strong, but Atkinson on the rebound. Thomas got it. Wow. And he points to himself. He's feeling it.
He's feeling it. And he has gotten the crowd for Jim Hill fired up.
And watch the sequence here. The save by Seals. He knows Thomas is trailing, and he leaves it for number 3. Punches it home, and then on the other end, left alone at the top, Fred with the flat top and all. This is my house.
You know, the good thing about that is he's so confident in his jump shot. The previous 3 that he took rolled off to the side. Looks like he missed everything, but tremendous confidence in his ability and what he can do on the floor. Raised right back up and nailed that 3. Big shot to extend that lead out too as well.
And he comes into the game averaging almost 20 points a contest, had 27 in the win over Gulfport. 14 of those coming in the third quarter. So he's definitely one of those guys, when he gets in the rhythm, you better watch out because he's lights out.
And Tupelo is going to have to know where he is at all times on the floor. I mean, you cannot give him uncontested looks.
Tupelo finds themselves down 10, the biggest margin we've seen so far. They swing it in the corner, Reno. Reno's shot, no good. Fight for the board. Good job that time by Sadler to chase it down. Sadler runs into traffic. And then another offensive rebound. This time it's Sean Watkins, and the sophomore for the Golden Wave will head to the stripe.
Yeah, I'll tell you, good job there by Tupelo, not quitting, constantly battling, coming up with the offensive rebounds, and able to get in there with an opportunity to get a couple of free throws here. Try to cut into that lead.
Watkins drops that one home, his first points in the game. Second one good as well. 29-21. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the second. Hill trying to get it across midcourt. Seals does. But the trap doesn't end there. Reno very active. And he's one of their best defenders with that quickness and that length.
Yeah, I tell you, Tupelo has turned up the heat in the half court and trying to create some turnovers, trying to create maybe some easy buckets to try to chip into this lead that Jim Hill has.
Deshaun White will be brought back in the game. Abron Carter had spelled him for a few minutes. Good feed, Fred, two-hand and a swing.
Oh, I tell you, that was a great play there from the sideline, and
Coach Speech smiling from ear to ear. He took a quick second to enjoy it.
And I tell you, before this game is out, Fred may get a nickname called Helicopter because he is certainly flying above the rim.
Coleman weaving his way in and out of traffic, leaves it on the corner. That three ball, no good. Watkins on the offensive glass, kicks it back outside. Green has it taken away, and here we go again. Thomas on the break. He's got a 3-on-2. White can't finish. But Coleman can't track it down, so it will stay with Jim Hill.
Wow, maybe an opportunity there to kick it back to Thomas and for the easy lay.
There's another look as Fred rocks the rim for the second time this afternoon. Oh, great give and go, as you said. Good design coming from the sideline inbounds.
Absolutely. Caught Tupelo asleep maybe on that play and was able to get a nice dunk out of it.
Sadly now, all up in Thomas's jersey. I'll leave it for Seals. Jim Hill being a little patient here. They have the 10-point lead under 2 minutes to go.
Wow.
Ball tipped away, but Thomas controls. He'll spin and now get it to Morris. Mad scramble for the ball. And then they kick it back out and we'll reset again.
I tell you, several opportunities there for Tupelo to come up maybe with some loose balls there and just haven't been able to do it.
Shelby to Seals. Seals up and under.
I tell you, Jim Hill on that, they had so many possessions and so many opportunities there. Got Tupelo spread out, and as a result, penetration, and it leads to an easy basket.
Seems like so many of the guys just have great vision to spot the cutting man and get those open looks.
Absolutely, I tell you, and, you know, with the game of basketball, vision is so important.
Coleman will fire. Coleman in and out. But underneath, the putback is no good. Another fight for the ball, and again, it's Thomas on the break. He'll get it to White. White double pumps and scores.
Wow, good dish there by Thomas. Good unselfish play there, leads to an easy two.
14-point advantage, half a minute to go in the half. Reno, no. Rebound by Shelby. And Coach Speech holds up the one finger. He wants one final shot. He likes his lead and wants one more chance to build on it. White gets held up there by Reno. He'll call the timeout, and Tigers will talk it over with 12 seconds to go. And they've gone on an impressive run here in the latter stages of this quarter to really stretch the lead.
And, you know, with the lead being stretched the way it is, one of the things that you don't want to have happen is go into an early celebration. Yes, you're playing with confidence and things are going well, but you certainly don't want to count out the Tupelo Golden Wave.
Want to let everybody know, for comprehensive live streaming of all of these games and the on-demand coverage, of Mississippi High School Athletic and Activities Association Championships, go online, MISSHSAA.TV. The MHSAA network brings you all the championship events put on. Again, MISSHSAA.TV. So in this last 12 seconds, Thomas has checked out his first breather of the game, and now Adrian Williams there gets it to Seals, under 5. Seals will look to fire short, and the putback almost up, and again Shelby caught it and tossed it up. Couldn't quite get it to go, but an impressive performance as Jim Hill has a 14-point advantage over Tupelo. 35-21. Our Aslan Hodges is down on the court right now with Coach Speech.
That's right, Coach Speech, 14-point lead at halftime. A lot to like. What stood out to you in the first half?
Well, like I said, the guys came out with some energy. Of course, we got off to a bad start defensively, but the guys kind of settled down, the crowd and everything, and they started guarding the man. Okay, we switched the man to a zone to guard those 2 guys. They got 2 really, really good guards, and hopefully in the second half they don't get going.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Aslan. 35-21, the Jim Hill Tigers on top of the Tupelo Golden Wave here in the Class 6A Boys Championship game on the MHSAA Network.
We have shown opportunity to generations of young men and women, shaped leaders of the past, and guided those to come, lending a hand, finding solutions, honoring a heritage of compassion and service, a feeling of family that starts at home with a global reach, rooted in the foundation of our past, creating the future. This is our state, Mississippi State University.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
It is halftime at the Mississippi Coliseum. The Class 6A Boys Championship game sees Jim Hill on top of Tupelo 35-21. I'm Travis Raycheck, joined here on the broadcast by Orion Watson. And early on, the pace really picked up by Jim Hill, and it's all set by Mr. Thomas.
Absolutely. Of course, he's a spark plug. He's the igniter. He gets them going. And, of course, when his energy is high, all of his supporting cast, their energy level goes up as well.
A lot of big moments to take a look at those first half highlights there early on, though it is Rayshawn Coleman scoring for Tupelo, and then Ben Seals, who's been impressive too. The other scorer has 10 points for the Tigers. Tupelo kept it close early on. It was only a 5-point game after the first period, but in the second, that's when Jim Hill got it rolling. You see Seals getting to the basket, scoring and drawing the foul, and then it was Thomas time. Flat top Fred started to heat up, and yeah, as I said, this is my house, and started making play after play and had the crowd on their feet. Fred with 16 points right now, leading all scorers in the contest. We want to go quickly down to the sideline and join our man there with a special guest, Aslan Hodges. Hey, Aslan.
All right, how you guys doing? Here with MSU head coach Rick Stansberry. Coach, you got a signee out here, Fred Thomas, on the Jim Hill squad. What do you think about him, your impressions this first half?
He's really played well. Their team has played well. You know, Fred's a great athlete, can make shots, but hey, Tupelo's good too. This will be a good game.
Right. A 20-point win for the Bulldogs today. Let's talk a little bit about your team right now. How do you feel about this team going into the conference tournament?
Well, we're playing well. I mean, that's the way you want to start playing this time of year. And I didn't think we were playing bad, and we lost some games. We had some tough losses in that stretch, but our guys stayed together. They kept believing, and right now is when you want to play your best.
Good game so far. You enjoying yourself out here in Jackson tonight, sir?
It's been a good first half. They can finish this out. We'll see.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach. All right, back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Aslan, and thanks, Coach Stansbury, for taking a little time. When we return, we'll look at some of the first half stats and get you prepared for the final 2 periods here at the 6A Boys Championship.
"2012 could be the end of the rut you're in, of telling yourself you don't have the time, of worrying if you can afford it. No more excuses. With Antonelli College, 2012 could be the year you start training for a career you really want, the beginning of a brighter future, the start of something better. Antonelli College."
Did you know Mississippi's 15 community colleges will teach more than 250,000 people in an average year? Nearly 72% of all college freshmen in our state attend a community college. Average tuition and required fees for the whole academic year are just $2,174. A community college is close to wherever you live. Community colleges provide education and workforce training to help us build job skills. Community colleges, in our 2nd century, making a difference in the lives of Mississippians.
Hotel stays at the Cabot Lodge Jackson North and the Cabot Lodge Millsaps include a complimentary hot breakfast buffet, evening reception with beverages and popcorn, access to a fitness center, and complimentary wireless access. Meeting rooms for corporate or social functions available at both locations. On North State Street in Jackson near Millsaps College and in Ridgeland off I-55 at County Line Road. Reservation information available at cabotlodge.com.
Both teams have returned to the floor as we're just a few minutes away from the start of the second half, the finale of all the basketball that we've seen over the last 8 days here at the Mississippi Coliseum. Some great tournament games, and all capped off tonight by Jim Hill and Tupelo in the 6A Boys Championship. And as we were looking at some of the numbers here at the break, the shooting percentage definitely jumps out to me, Orion.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at Jim Hill's percentage, I mean, they're shooting 65% from the field. When you're shooting the basketball like that, you really can put yourself in a position to win the basketball game. Tupelo, 6 for 20, 30%. They have struggled from the field. They're going to have to find a way here in the second half to knock down some shots.
And a lot of points in the paint as well. Impressive for Jim Hill. Coach Grant Pate surely had a strong message for his team as they need to bounce back from this 14-point deficit. Aslan is joined by Coach Pate on the side right now. Aslan?
All right, thanks, Travis. That's right, Coach. A big-time deficit going into the second half. What was the message in the locker room? Any adjustments coming up?
Yeah, we got to block out. We gave up 22 points off of layups, and we got to block out. We got to fight harder on the boards, and we got to cut them off in transition. I got several transition baskets and putbacks, and we just got to get after it. We got to hustle on defense and rebound.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot, Aslan. We are just moments away from the start of the second half. We'll be back with the conclusion here on the MHSAA Network.
We have shown opportunity to generations of young men and women, shaped leaders of the past, and guided those to come, lending a hand, finding solutions, honoring a heritage of compassion and service, a feeling of family that starts at home with a global reach, rooted in the foundation of our past, creating the future. This is our state, Mississippi State University.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
The MHSAA basketball tournament is made possible in part by McAllister's Deli. Delicious is in the details. By Applebee's. What can you do in 12 minutes? How about lunch at Applebee's? And by Mama Hamil's, serving up scrumptious Southern comfort food.
Here in the 6A Boys Championship game. 2 more periods to go. Tupelo has to make up a 14-point deficit as Jim Hill is in the lead. But Tupelo knows how to come back on the Tigers. They did so in the North State Finals just 2 weeks ago. And the message we heard from Coach Pate is, hey, we just got to do the fundamental things right. Avoid fast breaks, rebound, and stop giving up easy buckets, I guess.
Absolutely. Hey, they definitely got to block out secure rebounds, and they got to find a way to score against Jim Hill's zone. And if you can see Tupelo knock down some shots and build some confidence here early, we'll see an exciting finish here down the wire. But you can't count them out, not at all. I mean, they didn't get here by accident. So setting up for an exciting second half, and we'll certainly see what transpires here as we get started.
Tupelo enters this game with a 26-8 record and on a 7-game win streak. They went through Madison Central, Clinton, and Jim Hill in the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Tigers are 23-10. They had to get past Columbus and DeSoto Central before losing to Tupelo to get to the state tournament. We are all set as you look at Mr. Thomas and his 16-point performance so far in the first half. Remember, he's coming off a 27-point output in the semifinal win over Gulfport. See Jim Hill in the all-green uniforms. Tupelo will be in the all-white as we are set to go for the second half. Tupelo will come out with the same starting 5 as they started with. It's Coleman, Reno, Jones alongside Sadler and Hamilton.
And there again, Jim Hill, they start the second half in that zone. It was effective for them in the first half, so they're starting out in the second half in that zone.
Coleman, good pump fake, quick shot, knocks it down. Huge momentum for them to hit that right off the bat.
Absolutely, that's what they needed to be able to find a way to score against that zone, and they did it starting out in their first possession.
Now getting through the press, Seals will get it inside, and an easy finish on the other end by Isaiah Williams.
I know one stat that we didn't talk about at halftime, but do want to bring up now is in the assist category. Jim Hill had 10 assists going into halftime, and they just added another one there on that easy basket. So they're distributing the basketball very, very well.
Three-pointer attempt, too long. White brings it out, and Morris will set up the offense, swing the guys into motion. Thomas working hard. Thomas will shoot in and out. Rebound pulled down by Jones.
Good looking shot there, raises up, just rattled around the rim, came out.
Jones will drive, lay it high off the glass, no good. Hamilton there, and he'll get a chance to go to the line. And something to watch too is the presence of Josh Hamilton. He had 2 quick fouls in the first half, so we didn't see a lot of them, but now he's back, he's ready to go, and he needs to have an impact. He's a guy that had 10.6 rebounds in their win on Wednesday over Biloxi.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, great job here by Tupelo, crashing the offensive board, penetration, which led to an opportunity here to score some points with a clock stop.
Both of these programs not known for their basketball prowess in the most recent years. Jim Hill has always had a very successful program, but as Aslan said in the beginning, haven't won a title since 1963. That's when it was back called the Magnolia Championship pre-integration. And for Tupelo, their last title, 1968, last title game was all the way back in 1990. So some history to be broken for one of these schools tonight.
Absolutely, and I tell you, we see Tupelo come out in some full court pressure.
But great ball movement that time, and it sets up an easy look and a layup for Atkinson.
There again, that assist category. Jim Hill keeps adding and adding to that category, which is, you want the easy bucket.
Well, what's impressive is when they do get through the pressure, there's a guy in position to score underneath the bucket. It's not just breaking the pressure and then setting up. They have guys to finish in the open court.
And when you have situations like that, when you're full court pressing and the team gets easy baskets, that takes the wind sometimes out of your full court defense.
Coleman, no good. Rebound by Atkinson. And out comes White. White will not hesitate. White to the rim. No, Atkinson, the tip in.
I tell you, for White to be able to come coast to coast and lay it in, and there you have Jim Hill following up on that offensive glass. But I'm surprised Tupelo did not get that ball stopped and make them go into a half-court set on that possession.
Devontae Fields swings it over to Reno. Reno will try and spin. He has it stolen by White. And that defense for Jim Hill is suffocating.
Yeah, that zone that they have, it really presents some problems, especially when you have a 6'5" Thomas on the front of that press.
Another easy bucket. Great move to get into the lane, and Morris leaves it for Atkinson. He's got 6 quick ones in the third. The lead up to 17.
There again, continuing to build in that assist category.
Uh-oh, loose ball. Seals from his backside, gets it to Atkinson, then to White. White is pushed from behind and knocked down by Reno. And Jim Hill has all the momentum right now.
Absolutely. I mean, they're coming up with loose balls. I mean, they're hustling on every play, and they're actually getting out in transition. And as a result, they're coming up with easy baskets.
They built on that lead. Thomas yet to score here in the third, but Atkinson has been getting open for easy looks. Now Fred will rise and knock it down from the outside.
I tell you, the elevation that he has on his jump shot, I mean, it is hard to get up and contest his shot.
He's got to be that ideal swing man when he gets to the next level to play that 2-3 spot for Coach Stansberry.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a player that can create mismatch problems for you.
There's a big-time shot from Reno. They're going to need more of those to get back into it.
Absolutely. You know, somewhat quiet, but that was certainly a big shot for him, and let's see if he can keep it going.
And then the pressure creates a turnover. So Tupelo now with a chance to cut into the lead a little bit more. It's at 16 midway through this third quarter.
There again, Jim Hill staying in that zone.
Jordan Garman now in the game. He runs into trouble and is bailed out. His pass tipped out of bounds by White.
Yeah, Tupelo's going to have to figure out a way to move the ball and shift that zone to create some wide open looks for them. Jim Hill is really doing a good job of moving. When dribble penetration comes, you're seeing 2 and 3 guys rotate to the basketball.
Outside shot, Reno, short. Knocked out of bounds, will stay with Tupelo. And Reno's one of those guys we pointed out in the beginning. When he gets going, he's the difference maker for Tupelo, but he's only got 5 points right now, and he struggled from the field, 1 of 7.
Right, and you know, at this point, there's no need for Jim Hill to go into a man-to-man because the zone is definitely working for him at this point.
Garman and Reno going back and forth. Strong drive to the basket, even bigger block that time. With the rebound controlled by Tupelo, and they'll get a chance to go to the free throw line. Antonio Green will step up for 2.
There again, on the drive to the basket, you see the rotation of the defensive players for Jim Hill. I mean, 2 to 3 guys coming at the basketball, come up with a big block, but gave up an offensive rebound there on the other side where Tupelo comes up with that loose ball and gets fouled and an opportunity for a couple at the free throw line.
it's one thing to have length and athleticism to run the zone, but it seems like Jim Hill has the discipline too, as you said, to rotate and cover up those open areas.
Absolutely. I mean, the tendency sometimes when teams go to a zone is to kind of stand and take it easy, and maybe that's my break time, but Jim Hill, very, very disciplined. They're getting movement, they're getting rotation out of that zone, and it's effective for them.
Second one knocked down by Green, and we'll go back to the pressure. Morris runs into trouble. His pass deflected and stolen. Here comes Reno and the Golden Wave.
Jim Hill goes into a trap.
Scoop shot, no good. Atkinson, big rebound.
Jim Hill defended that one very, very well. Came out, extended that zone into a trap, forced penetration.
Morris taking that one by himself, and the foul on the floor by Garmin. So only the second team foul of the half. It'll just be an inbound setup here.
Probably was a good foul that time, because had he not fouled, there was a clear path to the basket for an easy layup on that one.
Thomas gets in underneath. He'll kick it out to Morris. Morris, the three, true.
Good unselfish basketball there. Thomas could have easily taken the shot, but dished it out. There again, adding another one to the assist category.
Good spin move in the lane that time by Coleman to create a chance for Josh Hamilton, who'll draw the foul.
I tell you, thus far, you know, when Tupelo penetrates to the basket or gets anything on the inside, you haven't really seen an opportunity to get any type of three-point plays, because when the fouls come, I mean, they're making sure that Tupelo goes to the line for two shots.
Hamilton knocks down the first one again. We said he picked up those two early fouls, only played 5 minutes in the first half, but he's definitely rested. He's ready to go. He's had an impact here in the third, and he's going to need to have more of an impact. His team down 16, and second one makes it a 15-point deficit.
Yeah, I tell you, he's really going to need to get something going in order for them to have a chance.
Thomas will break the press. Thomas leaves it for Adrian Williams. He takes that extra step. He had just checked into the game, and on cue turns it over.
Yeah, you got a good, comfortable lead, probably in that case. Let's pull it out, set up, run some offense there. So,
outside jumper this time, off to the left. Not going to be knocked down by Green, and now Williams again running into trouble. Reno steals it, and here comes Reno. One hand throwdown.
Reno sends it home. Gets the Tupelo crowd into this one now.
Now Williams again running into trouble, and he's bailed out that time by Reno. And quickly comes some substitutions for Coach Speech. He's going to bring White, he's going to bring Seals, two of his starters, back in the game. Make sure he's got that veteran presence.
Absolutely, sensing a run there by Tupelo and getting his veteran players in to settle it back down, run some offense. Another turnover there by Jim Hill.
Tigers tried to set up the half-court lob that time. White was looking for Thomas, but the play wasn't there, and it's knocked out of bounds. So down 13, Tupelo making a little bit of a charge.
Yeah, I tell you, that play was defended well by Tupelo.
Green has it knocked away, but Coleman retrieves. Reno draws contact. He'll go to the line for three.
You're seeing some momentum shift here toward Tupelo, and I tell you, good read there. Costly foul.
Well, he caught his defender up in the air, did the smart thing. When he saw that, he just leaned into him with the jumper. Knew he probably wasn't going to make it, but drew the foul, and now Dejon Reno will go to the line.
Absolutely.
Chance to bring this to a 10-point game.
Yeah, good heads-up play there by Reno.
First one good. And right after that foul, though, you did see Fred Thomas grab his guys, bring them into a quick huddle underneath the basket, and try and settle them down.
You know, I tell you, that's good leadership on his part, and certainly a quality that you know, you look for in a lot of your key players.
Reno hits 2 of 3, so the lead now at 11.
Tell you, getting a little physical there. Coming up the floor with Jim Hill and Tupelo there. So
Shelby will drive in. Shelby left alone, and great move by him to answer.
Wow. No Tupelo defenders there in the lane to challenge the penetration.
Thomas, block. Wow. Here he goes the other way, but before he could control, he's called for a travel, and we were getting set up for something big there.
We were getting ready to get a highlight reel on that one.
So under a minute to go here in this third period. The quarter started with Jim Hill on top by 14, so the Golden Wave only able to chip away 1 point so far into that, and Thomas going to take a breather here in this final 30 seconds. Green from the corner. Green knocks it down. Big bucket there, 50-40.
Yeah, I tell you, big shot there by Green. Tupelo now finding a way to make big shots there against that zone.
Jim Hill will try to hold here for the final shot. And the 5-second call on Shelby turned over with 10 seconds left.
And I'll tell you, he got out there and just held it, not realizing the count was on. And Tupelo comes up big on that play.
Coleman has it knocked away and then out of bounds. Jim Hill ball, 2.3 to go. Big stop there. Jim Hill didn't want it to go under a double-digit lead. Morris will fire from half court and knock it off the backboard, and we will go to the final period with the Tupelo Golden Wave making a little bit of a run, but Jim Hill still on top, 50-40 of this 6A Boys Championship game. 8 more minutes to go. We'll catch it all right here when you come back on the MHSAA Network.
"2012 could be the end of the rut you're in, of telling yourself you don't have the time, of worrying if you can afford it. No more excuses. With Antonelli College, 2012 could be the year you start training for a career you really want, the beginning of a brighter future, the start of something better. Antonelli College.
Did you know Mississippi's 15 community colleges will teach more than 250,000 people in an average year? Nearly 72% of all college freshmen in our state attend a community college. Average tuition and required fees for the whole academic year are just $2,174. A community college is close to wherever you live. Community colleges provide education and workforce training to help us build job skills. Community colleges, in our second century, making a difference in the lives of Mississippians.
Hotel stays at the Cabot Lodge Jackson North and the Cabot Lodge Millsaps include a complimentary hot breakfast buffet, evening reception with beverages and popcorn, access to a fitness center, and complimentary wireless access. Meeting rooms for corporate or social functions available at both locations. On North State Street in Jackson near Millsaps College and in Ridgeland off I-55 at County Line Road. Reservation information available at cabotlodge.com.
It has been an amazing state tournament, and we have one more quarter to go. Jim Hill on top of Tupelo, 50-40, and one of the men in charge of making this all happen. I see him down there with our man Aslan on the sidelines. Aslan?
Travis, we're here with the executive director of the MHSAA, Mr. Don Hinton. And your guys' goal is always to make these sort of events a top 5 experience for these young men and women. How's it gone thus far?
Well, it is, and this is our 36th ball game since a week ago Friday. It's just been tremendous crowds. We've had almost 50,000 who've been through here in that week, and it's just been just a great event.
And this pageantry, what sort of vibe does this give to high school sports? Why is it so important to put on such a top-notch production for these athletes?
Oh, again, it's all about our young people and our young student athletes, and that's what we want to keep doing. As you said, we want to make it an event that they'll never forget.
All right, thank you very much. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Aslan, and thank you, Don Hinton, and everybody at the MHSAA. Great event. Quickly, a steal here right out of the timeout, and an and-one opportunity for Chaz Jones.
Huge play right there. Steal right off the inbounds play to start the fourth quarter, and then the finish and the opportunity for a three-point play.
And even out of the break, the momentum stays on the side of the Golden Wave. Lead cut to 8. First time we've seen it at single digits since the second quarter. And he completes the three-point play. Now down to 7, 50-43. Thomas having trouble getting it in, but he does to White. White will break. And he goes all the way. Great ball fake, Treshawn White.
Great move there in the open court, avoiding the charge. Could have had an assist on that one, but taking it all the way in for the finish.
Jones trying to take over, can't connect. Sadler fights. Sadler loses it, but now it's to Reno. All the starters for both teams back in the game, plus Atkinson for Jim Hill. Sadler, tough shot, big finish. Josh Hamilton hammers it.
Where had that been? Big time finish.
So now Jim Hill will cross midcourt and set it up, and they've got to try and settle this down. And they probably need to try and find Thomas. So that will be the jumper in the lane. Seals gets it to rattle home.
Yeah, I tell you, that was a big basket there. Tupelo definitely on a roll. You had Hamilton there that almost pulled the rim off the backboard on that last possession. So Tupelo is playing with a ton of energy right now.
And it looks like Jim Hill has gone to a man now. Variation from the zone. They'd worked most of the game, and now they fall back into it. And a steal from White. And he runs into Thomas and Travers. Confusion on the outside.
Not the play you want at this particular time in the game.
Once again, caught a glimpse of Rick Stansberry in the crowd, coming off a big win for his Mississippi State team today. That's 2 in a row after they had lost 5 straight. And he made the quick trip down to Jackson to check on his future Bulldog, the signee Fred Thomas. We saw him here the other night with a bunch of college coaches checking on Devontae Pollard, so he's been a regular at the Coliseum.
And I tell you, at some point,
big shot, Rayshawn Coleman. It is getting closer and closer. 7-point game. Seals breaks it. White, tough layup, can't get it to go. And then a foul committed by Morris away from the basket.
I tell you, Tupelo is starting to find the range from the outside, and they're knocking down some big shots and slowly chipping away into the lead. And you know, you got to think at some point maybe Jim Hill will look at a way to get Thomas the basketball. He's been kind of silent here lately.
16 electrifying points in the first half, only 2 in the third quarter. Antonio Green will try to make a drive. Floater, high, off the glass, goes down.
We got ourselves a ball game.
Coach Pate screaming over there for his team to get into the pressure. Seals will work it up. Laid down low. Oh my, the block from Reno. Tupelo stepped out of bounds in the hysteria. He couldn't hear the whistle, but Jim Hill will keep possession.
I tell you, high-flying Reno comes across with the big-time block.
Wow, what a couple of plays right there. Hey, so much good action tonight and all throughout the past 8 days. If you would like to relive the memories, you can purchase a DVD of this game and all the others. MHSAA.TV. That's where you log on and get all the semifinal matchups as well. Get your DVD copy. Once again, MHSHSAA.TV. 54-49, 5:26 to go. And after building a lead of 17 in the third quarter, it is now just 5 for Jim Hill.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the difference right now, Tupelo is hitting the outside shot. They've created some turnovers, and right now they seem to be more aggressive after the basketball at this point than Jim Hill. Let's see if Jim Hill at this point will find a way to get Fred the basketball.
We'll get into Morris. Morris has a lane. Morris, layup, good.
Spread Tupelo out. I didn't see any help side defense there. Therefore, uncontested layup there, right in the middle of
Oh, great move to the bucket. That time, Devontae Fields will finish and answer right back.
Tell you, we're seeing some great basketball.
The jumper short by Seals, but underneath Williams has it stripped, and here comes Fields again. Coleman goes behind the back in the lane. Jones loses it out of bounds, but off Jim Hill.
Big play there. Looked like it was off Tupelo, but they come up with the basketball on this possession.
Reno will come back in the game for Fields, but quick minutes for Fields, but productive minutes.
Absolutely. I mean, he got in there and he scrapped, knocked away a loose ball, which ignited the break on that last play.
Reno baseline. Ball almost stolen, but Tupelo gets it back. Almost stolen again. Now up top, Green for three! It's just a 2-point game. Tupelo has come all the way back. And now this place is rocking with the Golden Wave faithful who've come down from North Mississippi.
Wow, I tell you, a lot of good shooting here in the second half, and Tupelo has found their rhythm with that three-point shot here in the second half.
Take a look at some of those recent plays. There it is, the outside three knocked down. A huge shot, Antonio Green off the bench, just a freshman, and playing the biggest game of his life right now and playing big.
Well, and there again, I mean, you know, no lead is a comfortable lead when you get to this stage right now. I mean, even though Jim Hill had a nice double-digit lead, Tupelo has scrapped and fought and found their way back into this ball game and cut that lead down to 2.
You gotta keep fighting now. Nothing easy. Nothing easy. You only got 2 fouls. Great ball. Hey, you gotta fight.
Well, whatever Coach Pate said at halftime, and especially middle of the third quarter on, has really worked. But for Jim Hill, it's got to be Thomas time. This is the guy that brought you here. Now he's the guy that's got to bring you home.
Absolutely. I mean, he's definitely got to find a way to score. They got to find a way to get the basketball into his hands, and let's see how it plays out.
And they do immediately, and quickly. Green fouls him in the backcourt. A 14-6 run here for Tupelo in the fourth quarter to cut into this, what was a 10-point lead at 50-40. Tigers get it into Seals. Seals pass, tip, and stolen. Tupelo a chance to tie or take the lead. but Coleman is tripped up. It's the 7th team foul, so 1-1 for the Golden Wave now, and Rayshawn Coleman will go to the line, a chance to even us up.
Opportunity here to tie that basketball game. Tupelo is definitely playing with new life and definitely playing with fire at this point in the game, which is very much needed down the stretch. Plenty of time left on the clock.
Big Time knocks down the first of the front end.
Tell you, they have brought this Tupelo crowd to life here, and I tell you, the place is absolutely electrifying.
Coleman got them both, and we're knotted up at 56. Now Thomas will fire from deep, off. Jones coming the other way. And that time a reach around foul on Thomas, and I get the feeling a little bit he's pressing and feeling a little bit of frustration.
Yeah, you know, game tied, you want to try to get in your offensive set and be able to find him coming out of one of your offensive sets. But, you know, long three-point shot there off the mark, which allowed Tupelo to get into a fast break situation. I mean, it didn't convert here on the fast break, but you know, you get the foul called out here, and Mr. Coleman dials up some more from the charity stripe.
And Tupelo has come all the way back. They now lead this game with just under 4 minutes to go.
If you're Jim Hill, you've got to be thinking here now, guys, let's settle down, take care of the basketball under the pressure, and let's get in our offensive sets and let's try to get some easy scores, you know, like they did in the first half.
Yeah, that's what got him here and had the lead to begin with. And Tupelo will definitely not go away from the pressure. Thomas gets it up, shot from the quarter. That one, no good. But a rebound and a putback. Big time play by John Shea Atkinson.
Yeah, big time play, big time offensive rebound and putback. Jim Hill desperately needed that basket.
Drive and score, Antonio Green. A spark off the bench.
He has, I mean, he has played on a major level.
That shot, no good. A quick one put up by White, and he can't convert. Tupelo with a 2-point lead and the ball.
Yeah, you're coming to a stage now where defensively you got to bend those knees and be able to play.
Now the Jim Hill faithful rising up and trying to help out their team.
Yeah, they went kind of silent there for a little while, and Tupelo's crowd really stepped up.
Ball knocked out of bounds off Thomas.
And I tell you, Thomas could have easily gotten called there for a foul.
Hill tries to trap Coleman, but able to get it loose and get it to Jones. And now it's Green. Green becoming one of the pivotal players here in the second half. Just a freshman. They get it to Jones, and Tupelo very patient now with the ball.
Yeah, I tell you, they seem to be intent on kind of burning a little time off the clock.
And on the floor, Coleman is fouled once again, and he'll go to the line for a 1-and-1 once again. He's made his last 4.
Yeah, he's been solid from the free throw line, and you know, if you're Jim Hill, he's a player you don't want to have on the free throw line at this point.
So tough. He's such a good ball handler. As they pressure him, he's able to weave in and out, and like you said, when they foul him, he's been money at the line so far.
I tell you, Tupelo's ability to hit the three-point shot has been a big difference here in the second half.
And again, he knocks down the first one. Still a one-possession game at 61-58, but another free throw coming for Rayshawn Coleman. Got it.
Solid at the free throw line.
And now they back off a little bit. And Hill will set up.
Looks like Tupelo is settling into his zone here.
See if the Tigers can adjust. They swing it in the corner. Seals left alone. Short on the three. Rebound, Reno. And Coleman will pull it out. They try and trap, but Green gets free. His layup, no good. Rebound, Morris. Big stop there by the Tigers. Morris from the top of the key. Morris knocks it down. 1-point game.
That was a big shot right there for Jim Hill. They desperately needed that. Down by 1.
Man, and we saw an unbelievable finish in the 6A girls game before this one came down to the final shot, and I think this one may come down to the final possession as well.
Absolutely. I mean, big shots made down the stretch here. Free throws will definitely be a factor here.
We don't come out without the night. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, bro.
Get a chance to hear Coach Speech there. An amazing story of what Stanford Speech has done. Just his 3rd year, 25 years old, and kind of unexpectedly had to take over the position because in July of 2009, the dean of JPS coaches, Fred Harris, died suddenly of a heart attack, and he'd been the face of that program for almost 20 years, but Speech has taken over and done an amazing job in such a short amount of time. And you take another look at Terry Morris knocking down the three calmly and stopping a Tupelo run as they built a 4-point advantage. It is now down to 1 minute and a half to go, and Jim Hill will go full pressure.
Well, right now, I mean, with 1:31 left to go, I mean, it's anybody's ball game.
Jones runs the baseline and runs out of time, so he'll call a timeout. And Coach Payton will try to draw up a new play because that one didn't get anybody open.
Yeah, I tell you, Jim Hill brought the pressure that time. Really good job not allowing Tupelo to inbound the basketball. So smart plays, smart decisions, and big shots and big free throws is what's going to determine this game here at the end.
And you would think that Tupelo is going to do everything in their power to get it into the hands of their point guard, Coleman, who has just been so reliable down the stretch, not only taking care of the ball, but 6 of 6 on his last free throw attempts.
Absolutely. I think the more they can get the basketball in his hands, I mean, he's done an absolutely good job of controlling, running the show, and directing things on the court for Tupelo.
You get a chance to see what Coach Payton is drawing up there. That doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe you can see what he's doing.
What it all comes down to is get the ball in bounds.
Find a guy that's open and have him catch it. All right, Tupelo's going to try this again. Up 1 with the ball. 1:31 to go. They almost had the leak out by Reno, but now they get it into Green. Green runs into trouble, but will be fouled. And it is time for Antonio Green, a 5'11" freshman, to go to the free throw line for some big shots. It is the 10th team foul, so the double bonus now. He'll get 2 no matter what.
2 shots. These right here are going to be 2 big free throws coming up here. Think the freshman is feeling any pressure right now?
Well, we're about to find out. And yes, absolutely. I'm feeling pressure for him. Got it to go.
He looked pretty relaxed over that one. And I tell you, he's come up big for Tupelo here in the second half, provided needed sparks, big shots for Tupelo. And I tell you, he's a big reason why they're up a couple.
Second one, also good. Very smooth knocking those 2 down, but still it's only a 3-point game. Morris will set him up. White flashes. Fires. Fouled on the three-point attempt, and Treshaun White will go to the line, a chance to tie it up.
You know, in a situation like that, you want to make sure you contest the shot, but you definitely do not want to foul and give them an opportunity to score points with the clock stopped. So right now, Jim Hill has an opportunity to tie it up, and no time is running off the clock.
Uses a little bit of rim, a little bit of backboard, but gets it to go down.
And every bit of hope that one went in.
You can tell he shot that one a little gingerly. Second one, good. Also, one more.
And you can almost kind of get the sense if he ties it up here, that'll bring kind of new life to Jim Hill.
He goes 9 dribbles, and then it rims out. So Tupelo will maintain the 1-point lead. Oh, Jones in trouble. Fouled hard at the basket is Hamilton, and dunked by Reno, but that won't count. It'll just look good. It'll be Josh Hamilton now going to the line for a pair.
I tell you, even though you got Hamilton going to the line for 2, what about the follow by Reno? I tell you, he is displaying some leaping ability right here on this play.
He came flying in and caught it with the one hand and crushed it. And Tupelo has been spectacular at the free throw line. Multiple guys doing it. That time, it's Josh Hamilton knocking it down. 2-point game.
Yeah, I tell you, free throws, people just don't understand how important those are and how much they can play a factor in the game. But those were big free throws right there by Josh.
They've made their last 10. Jim Hill gets it across midcourt, calls timeout. A minute to go.
You know, what's interesting here is we got a minute to go, and you know, really haven't seen any real point production out of Fred Thomas here in the second half. So give credit to Tupelo for putting together a defensive strategy to shut him down in the second half.
You at the top. How you doing for the double screen? Let's go.
An animated Stanford speech on the sideline, and I got out of that Fred Thomas is coming off a double team, so it looks like they're going to try and get the ball in his hands. Now, you don't need to necessarily shoot a 3 right away. You do still have a little bit of time if you can get an easy 2. But I guess if that 3-point opportunity presents itself, they'll definitely take it, try and tie it up.
Absolutely. You don't want to force it here, but you definitely don't want to take a lot of time trying to get up the shot, because that clock definitely is against you when you're down.
Okay, we'll see Morris set it in motion. Thomas flashes, he'll catch, guarded tightly by Jones. He looked for the lob there, but didn't come open. Seals will fire. Seals will hit it. We're tied up at 66.
Big time 3-point shot.
40 seconds to go. Tupelo almost with the over and back, almost with the steal. Now Coleman in trouble. Coleman has it stolen. Treshaun White to the rim, scores. Wow. Jim Hill up 2.
What a turn of events here.
And Coach Pate will get a timeout. Oh my.
What a turn of events. Big time 3-point shot, then come down and get the turnover, get the steal, and go in and finish it. Now Jim Hill is up by 2. I tell you, we got 19.9 seconds. This game is still not over.
And the green and gold faithful have lost it. They have absolutely gone crazy. So here's the situation. down 3. They come out of the timeout. Seals hits the 3 to tie it up. They get the steal. White lays it up and in. 68-66. And as Coach Speech is telling them, one state champs. But you got to get a stop because Tupelo will have the ball and 20 seconds to work with.
Absolutely, and you know, after they made the three-point shot, I mean, they got into an aggressive half-court trap, and they were lucky that they didn't get a foul call to send Tupelo to the line to tie it up, where they have been really good from the free throw line. So, big possession here.
Yeah, that's how to let them play. So I got to imagine Coleman's going to have the ball. They don't have any timeouts to work with. So if they run into trouble, they've got to get out of it. They can't use a timeout to do that. So if you look at the lineup coming on the floor, it's the starting lineup for Tupelo with Coleman, Jones, as well as Sadler, Hamilton, and Reno. Man to man as Thomas raises the hands and gets him fired up. They're going to double Coleman, try and get it away from him. Sadler to Jones. Under 20, now Coleman. Coleman at the midcourt strike. 12 to go. Coleman kicks it in the corner. Long 3. Reno. No. Tip. No. Thomas. Sadler. Fight for it. Jump ball. Possession. Tupelo.
Wow, they got one more crack at it with 4.3. Almost a tip in there on that offensive rebound.
Reno took the quick shot from the corner. Didn't go. Almost tipped in. So they'll inbound underneath. Coleman will trigger it. 4.3 to go. And Coach Speech has taken the jacket off. He wants the timeout, and he wants to draw up that final play. And Coach Pate will go over there and do the same.
I tell you what, if you could rewind it back and take a look at that three-point shot that was taken in the corner, Jim Hill was lucky that a foul was not called on that particular jump shot by Reno.
Well, 35 games, 8 days. This is the way it should end up. One shot for the 6A title.
Go, Greg. And I tell you, I'm sure right here now, Jim Hill, with their strategy, number one, don't foul a three-point shooter.
Exactly.
At worst case scenario, you're looking at overtime, but make sure that you block out when the shot goes up, try to secure the rebound if they miss, but you definitely want to stay away from fouling any three-point shooters at this point.
So the teams will break their head. Not much time, but definitely enough to get it in, maybe make one pass or take a dribble to set yourself up.
Yeah, I tell you, plenty of time, 4.3. You got an opportunity to get a good, clear shot. And if you're Tupelo, hey, you're telling your 3, 4, and 5, when the shot goes up, crash the boards as hard as you possibly can and try to get a putback if we miss.
Jones will inbound from the baseline. Smacks the ball. Looking to get it in. Gets it in. Hamilton. It's good. His jumper ties it up. And we are headed to overtime. Why not free basketball before we get out of here?
I tell you, good execution on the inbounds play. Hamilton steps up and makes a big-time shot to send it into overtime.
Woo! Good execution. Hamilton had the look from the free throw extended on the right side and calmly was money on that jumper.
I tell you, we have seen a great basketball game, and here we are going into overtime. It's going to be a long night.
So overtime is 4 minutes put on the clock, half of a quarter to decide it all.
I tell you, the fans are definitely getting their money's worth. This is everything that you want to see in a championship game. And hey, both teams have battled it, knotted it up at the end of regulation. So getting ready to see what overtime is going to bring for us.
Tupelo coming from 10 points down there in the fourth quarter. had the lead for a little bit. A furious Jim Hill rally gave them back the lead at 2 with 4.3 to go, and Mr. Josh Hamilton knocks down the biggest shot of his young life, and now here we go. 4 more minutes to play.
And I tell you, when you start looking at, both teams, you're looking at 4 guys with Jim Hill in double figures, and now you're also looking for Tupelo. You're looking at 4 of their players in double figures. So balance on both sides. So right now, in this 4 minutes, it could very well come back down to the wire again.
So they will re-jump to start the overtime period. Fred Thomas in the circle with that man Hamilton. Tip, knocked deep and controlled by Coleman. Tupelo will remain going to the same basket, left to right on your screen. Coleman, good hesitation move, fires it cross court. Reno now. Wild shot, no. Sadler, rebound. Fight on the baseline, and looks like Atkinson finally able to get it out of there. But a travel on Treshawn White. So Tupelo will inbound.
I tell you, costly turnover there. Basically, if he could have settled down and allowed everybody to clear out, he could have been able to bring the basketball up the floor. But
that same spot where they inbounded and hit the game-tying shot. They get it to Reno. He's got a jumper stretched and blocked by Thomas. Another wild shot, no good. This time Atkinson does control. And Morris will clear.
I tell you, every time Jim Hill gets a rebound, there are 2 and 3 white shirts surrounding every rebounder that gets the ball. So.
Thomas setting the screen up top for White, but he'll back it off. A minute into overtime. Only 4 minutes total. We're down to 3. In the corner, Thomas has a look. Got it! Big Thomas, 3!
He was silent pretty much most of the second half, but man, was that a big shot.
He has more points in overtime than he had the entire second half. And now he's guarding Coleman.
And even though he had been silent, I mean, he was wide open on that three-point look.
Thomas, the block on one end, hits the 3 coming off the screen on the other, almost creates a turnover there. And it looks like they've gone back to that 1-3-1 with Thomas at the top, which was so effective.
Absolutely. I mean, they definitely got away from him in the second half and went to a man-to-man, but the zone worked for him.
Coleman caught in the corner. Gets it out to Hamilton.
Hamilton making a little noise.
Jones drives and fouled, and Chaz Jones will get a chance to go to the line. (71-68). Fred Thomas three-pointer has the Tigers on top here with just over 2 minutes to go in the extra period. And for the first time in a while, free throw does not go down. And looking behind the basket with all those green and gold pom-poms, that's a tough look that Jones is staring at.
It really is. I tell you, Jim Hill's crowd is really giving him a hard time.
Second one. That one does go down. 2-point game.
Tupelo is back in that full court pressure that worked well for him in the second half.
Morris. Give it to White. White almost traveled with it. Now Seals in trouble. He'll step out, and Morris resets. Sadler over-aggressive there. He commits the foul. It's only the 6th team foul, though, so no harm done there. Not in the bonus yet. Next foul will be.
Yeah, probably a good foul there. As time continues to tick away, they really probably need to go ahead and get Jim Hill on the free throw line.
Wow, very close for Thomas to catch that and then go over and back.
That was very close to the backcourt.
Atkinson out top. He'll get it to Thomas. Thomas with the double team. The Tigers holding. And as the double team comes over, Morris looks over and has to get the timeout. As Jim Hill is trying to run as much clock, just a 2-point advantage. Minute 35 to go.
Yeah, and I tell you, in those situations, as much as you can, you want to try to make sure you keep that basketball moving. Right now, it looks like Jim Hill is going to try to take as much time off the clock as they can. Tupelo may be in a situation where they're going to have to foul and go ahead and put Jim Hill on the line and see if they can make free throws here down the stretch.
Well, and we really don't have a gauge of how Jim Hill will do at the line. They've only shot 6 free throws. They've made 4 of them. You know, Tupelo, 28 free throws on the night.
28 free throws, and for the most part, they've done well at the free throw line. So
before that, Chaz Jones missed just a few moments ago. They had only missed 1. They were 27 of 28 up until that point. So now they are 28 of 30. That's unbelievable.
Oh, hey, I tell you, give me those percentages all day long, and you know, Jim Hill's got to be thinking, hey, if we have to foul, if we're in a situation, you know, we know they're pretty good at the free throw line. So they definitely want to stay out of that situation because you don't want Tupelo scoring points with the clock not running. So big possession right here for Jim Hill.
Near midcourt, Thomas will inbound. Looks for his guys to clear. Finally gets it into Seals. Seals along the corner. Now he'll drive. He'll float it up. No. Put back. No. Atkinson going to work. Atkinson, no. Thomas has it. Shoots. No. Another loose ball. Knocked out of bounds. Stays. Actually goes to Tupelo.
Yeah, that was a good call by the official. It actually went off one of Jim Hill's players' legs. But right then, you know, you come up with the loose ball, you're up by 2. Do you really want to take that shot you know, at that particular time? You probably want to bring it back out and run some clock. Now you give Tupelo an opportunity to tie this basketball game up.
Coleman weaving his way into the lane, kicks it out to Jones. Jones back to Coleman. Coleman for the lead. Yes!
Major shot from the corner. You could see it set up. Work to the right side of the floor, back to the left. Didn't come out. Give the basketball up. Coleman runs to the corner. Wide open, uncontested 3-point shot. There again, that last play on Jim Hill, they take the shot. And in the process of taking that shot, now you give up a 3-pointer, and now you're down by 1.
Steps back and from the left corner buries it. Rashawn Coleman, 16 points on the night. He's the leading scorer for the Golden Wave and has them back in the lead. 1 point, under a minute to go.
I tell you, we're seeing some amazing plays being made here down the stretch. In my book, both of these teams are champions. Unfortunately, one person is going to come out, one team is going to have to come out with a gold ball, but the way they played and the plays that they've made here, you know, both of these teams are champions in my book.
Yeah, unbelievable effort on both sides, and we've seen some big shots already, and we still have time for maybe a few more. Tupelo backing off the pressure now that they have the lead. But Morris is going to walk it up. 50 ticks to go. Inside, Atkinson left alone. Block. Follow. Wow. And a throwdown. Treshawn White out of nowhere.
I tell you, I did not realize he had that kind of leaping ability, but that was a big-time stuff.
And a strong move that time. Reno was not going to be stopped, and he draws the foul, so now he will go to the line. You would have thought that was Thomas coming out of nowhere to throw down on the tip in, but no, Treshawn White. Now Reno will go to the line. His team trailing by a point. Good, ties it up.
Tupelo has been good from the charity stripe all night long, so Major league free throws here.
Neither team with a timeout, so no matter what, the action will continue. Second one. Good. 1 point lead, Tupelo. We'll see if Jim Hill will push fast or try and save for a final shot. White left alone, gets it to Thomas. Now Thomas will fire. Thomas knocks it down!
Big time shot!
And the lead is up to 2. 15 seconds to go. Here comes Coleman. Off the screen, in the corner, Jones drives. Looks like he walked, but he did walk.
He did.
And Jim Hill takes over.
I tell you, major league shot.
Jim Hill can't celebrate too much, though. There's still 7 seconds to go. They're only up 2. Fred has the hands up, getting that green and gold crowd going, but they got to get the ball inbounded here.
Absolutely, they can't turn the ball over here. They got to get it inbounds.
Oh, they get it in quickly. An interesting move here is Adrian Williams, the junior, has been inserted. We haven't seen him a lot in this game. Now he goes to the line with the game on the line. 1-and-1 situation coming.
Absolutely. I mean, you make both free throws, there's a good chance the game is over. If he misses the front end, Tupelo still has an opportunity to either tie or take the lead. Interesting turn of events right here. These are huge free throws coming up.
5.7 left is plenty of time to get it down the court and get a shot off. First time to the line all night for Williams. No. Hamilton rebounds to Coleman. They pressure him. Coleman loses the ball out of bounds, and Jim Hill will take over with 1.4 to go.
Wow.
Great defense along the sidelines there. Coleman drew contact, but no call, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Jim Hill now inbounds. Williams will hold, throw it up, and the Jim Hill Tigers in overtime win the Class 6A Boys Championship.
Impressive win by Jim Hill. I tell you, it could have been anybody's ball game, but great win.
Oh, we got a little bit of a scuffle out of midcourt. You don't want to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, take a look at the game-winning shot as it turned out. Fred Thomas comes off the screen, didn't have a wide-open look, but didn't need it. He knocks it down, and the big-time player in big-time fashion. And we have a little bit of pandemonium on the floor. Fans have rushed out. Thomas is crying, and what an unbelievable gutsy effort from him, from all the Jim Hill players, from all the Tupelo players. We don't want to see an ending get out of control, because this was a special basketball game. As Thomas is hoisted on the shoulders of the fans. He pounds his chest. What a way to go out. And quickly we go down to the winning coach, Stanford speech with Aslan.
Coach, 25 years of age, only 3 years at the helm. It wasn't easy. That's what makes it feel so good, right?
Well, first of all, I want to correct you. Today is actually my birthday, and I just turned 26. But like I said, all year long, we had these young men, like I said, they play hard and they work together. And we happen to have a Danny Dozen that makes big shots. I can't say enough of how much this means to us, especially Jim Hill. You know, it's been a long time, and especially for Coach Harris. You know, he meant a lot to the school. They named the street after him, and it's good we got a chance to do that for him. We dedicated this to Coach Fred Harris.
All right, happy birthday, Coach. 26-year-old Coach Stan Speech. Enjoy yourself, Coach. Back to you, Travis.
What a present indeed for Coach Speech. When we come back, we'll get a chance to watch him and his Tigers get their medals and get their gold ball as we wrap up our coverage of this state championship game.
We have shown opportunity to generations of young men and women, shaped leaders of the past, and guided those to come, lending a hand, finding solutions, honoring a heritage of compassion and service, a feeling of family that starts at home with a global reach, rooted in the foundation of our past, creating the future. This is our state, Mississippi State University.
We can get a player up here. Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
What a finish here to wrap up the state basketball tournament in Mississippi. Deservingly so, Fred Thomas named the MVP of probably the best game we've seen in the past 3 days of championships and probably the past 8 days of all the action here. Thomas knocks down a three-pointer that proves to be the game winner. His Jim Hill Tigers win the 6A Boys Championship 76-74, and heartbreak right now for Tupelo, but unbelievable stuff as Thomas deservedly getting that plaque. 24 points total, 6 in the overtime period, including 2 big threes, none bigger than the final one he hit. And wow, is all I can say. Jim Hill has come so far, and what a special birthday present as Coach Peach is celebrating that today. And he gave credit to Fred Harris, the late Fred Harris, who led this program for so long and passed away in 2009. And the young Coach Peach took over and has brought them here where they're a force to be reckoned with in Jackson basketball. And Tupelo, hats off to you two as well. The comeback effort from double digits to tie the game up on a Josh Hamilton jumper at the buzzer of regulation to send it to overtime, and they had a chance there to win it at the end, but it is Jim Hill prevailing with the final title, and they will walk away with the gold ball. Their first championship since 1963, and that was all the way back when it was the Magnolia Championship, so this is their first MHSAA title, and it's been an amazing ride for them to get here, and an all-around performance. They get double digits from 4 different guys to preserve this win, and a lot of emotion on a team filled with some veterans, a couple of seniors in Thomas, but a lot of juniors, and a bright future ahead for the green and gold, and what a turnout for them. Jackson celebrating 3 titles in the last 3 games today, as Callaway won the 5A boys, then Forest Hill and 6A girls, and now the Jim Hill Tigers. Time to go pick up your trophy. You, my friends, are the 6A boys state champs. And there it is right there, ready to go into their possession, and taken back over to South Jackson, where the school sits on Fred Harris Way in tribute to their late coach. And folks, no better way to wrap up this tournament within an overtime thriller. Once again, the Jim Hill Tigers winning 76-74. They are your Class 6A state champs. Want to send a big thanks out to everybody that helped put on this incredible event here at the Mississippi High School State Basketball Tournament, to all the folks at MPB and the crew to set up this broadcast, and everyone at the MHSAA network. A lot of work went into to make this possible, and we thank everybody, as well as the crew tonight. Aslan Hodges along with Orion Watson. I am Travis Raycheck. It's been fun. It's been enjoyable. We hope you have taken it all in. And before we let you go, one final look back at an amazing 3 days of high school basketball.